Greetings and such. Tomcat here again to talk more about some Chucky dolls that I'm collecting. Recently, just yesterday actually, I picked up a good guy doll from Spencer Gifts. I'm out here in Redford, Michigan at my dad's house. He's actually in the other room right now sleeping, so I'm trying to keep my voice down for some reason, even though he can't really hear very well and his TV's on. But yeah, when I was a kid, and even right now, I always wanted a good guy doll as opposed to just a Chucky doll. I mean, I always wanted the Chucky doll too, but it's pretty cool that now you can actually own your very own good guy doll. And when I first saw this one, this is the Spencer's one, I thought, he looks stupid. Why would anybody pay for that when you could get this replica one they got out there? But you know, it's $500 plus shipping and all that, so I gotta wait. I mean, I probably shouldn't have even have jumped the gun and got this, but I had to because I got problems, just like you guys do probably. So my biggest thing with not wanting to get this guy originally was his eyeballs. I don't think his eyes really look like an actual good guy doll. They're too, you know, ovally, kind of like a human. The good guy doll eyes in the movies, more of a, almost a perfect circle with the top eyelid, not a bottom one. But other than that, he looks pretty damn good. You even got the good guy sneakers. Is that a cowboy hat? Is that a gun? I guess I'll start off with all the bad negative stuff because that's usually what I do, is focus on the negative before I can get to the positive. Working on it. The overalls don't come up as far as like an actual good guy doll. Again, this is made out of jean material, which for the longest time I never realized it wasn't jean material. Actually, I don't even know if I realized that until they came out with these replica ones through Trick or Treat Studios. But focusing on the negative, it's cool that you can bend it, which is really awesome, which is a positive thing. But it just, you hear that? It's kind of like put together almost like junk, I feel like. Like I'm afraid it's gonna break. But he just looks so damn cool, you can't resist it. They got the mouth down pretty good. The hair ain't too bad at all. The freckles, the eyelashes, the eyebrows are actually darker than like the ones in the film. But I kind of like that. You can turn his head. Not too easily, but it turns. Very hollow sounding. I like the good guys on here, even though it goes into the stitching, whatever. I haven't taken his shoes off or anything. Looks like his socks go all the way up. Nope. And then back here, this is, the whole torso is hollow plastic, and they were gonna put batteries or something in there. It would have been cool if he would have talked. I decided to leave this little tag on there. But no, overall it's a pretty rad good guy doll. I'm pretty happy with it. He's a lot bigger than the other ones. This box is pretty badass. It's thinner than a real one, I think. And then they write Chucky right there, which kind of kills the novelty of it. But I remember making some boxes with crayons and markers and drawing all these little pictures. But this is just, it's just fucking awesome, man. So I also got my collection here that most of it's from, what, 18 years ago or something like that. But a few of them I picked up recently when I was on this last, and maybe last, Death Cat tour. So I already talked about this guy. I actually brought this guy out from California, this Chucky. This was one of the earlier ones, going back to 1991. He's got this type of head. His hair is really faded from time, whoever had him in a window, because he's stuffed with foam. He's kind of falling apart, but thought it was interesting. Like, this one says Child's Play on it. I thought this was very similar to this guy. Now this Chucky here, I remember when this was on SpencerGifts.com back in 1998 actually. That's sort of when my obsession started, was when they came out with Bride of Chucky. I'd always been afraid of the movies when I was a kid, since they came out when I was 2 years old and younger, before I was born even. But when Bride of Chucky came out, I got obsessed, and I would customize and destroy and cut up and try to stitch back together my Buddy dolls and make all sorts of ones. But then I saw this 1996 Universal Studios Chucky doll, and I became obsessed with wanting it until it was $30 back then, and that was a lot of money for a 9-year-old. But my dad actually bought me one of these for my 10th birthday, and the first thing I remember realizing upon pulling it out of the box in the kitchen at my mother's house was the longing for wanting it was more powerful than the satisfaction of receiving it. So, you know, it's part of materialism. We want things. We want to collect things. I enjoy these. They make me happy, but I know that's not true happiness. It can only be found within yourself. But yeah, I fucking love this guy. The original one that I had from when I was 10 actually is at my uncle's haunted house right meow. Tammy's Terror in Canton, Michigan. Check it out next year in 2020. It might be the last year they're doing it. But I was going to kidnap that one back, but all his hair was missing. But he still had I had stitched in fingers on that one, and I had put in and made good guy shoelaces. So I always thought this one had smaller arms, but they're more just thinner arms. And actually, unless it's still an optical illusion, this guy actually has a bigger head than this one, although they're the same mold. And then this version they put Chucky instead of Child's Play on it. And then the other thing I noticed was the shoes. The shoes are different. The 1991 version is actually more accurate to the shoes than the 1996 version, which is funny because for the, these are obviously not the stripes or overall material as in the films. In this, however, that is the same stripes. Those are the same designs, minus the jean material. Also, everyone always asks, why is his mouth blue? Sounds like they probably had a mix-up at the factory or something. I know I'm like half-assed trying to sound like Chucky, but I'm trying to keep my voice down right now, and I'm not really in character. And I don't really have like a real voice, so it just fluctuates. But then they got the pink mouth down, so those are the differences there. This one, oh man, I got this one in New Jersey. A really cool, passionate Chucky fan sold it to me that I found through Facebook Marketplace. And he showed me his good guy doll. He had one, just like that one there, and he was all excited. His wife collected Annabelle Raggedy Ann's, and even his kid was trying to show me some stuffed animal, but they're like, get back in the house. So this one's got a lot of sentimental value to me just because it was the first type of Chucky doll I ever owned 20 years ago. This, I believe, was the second actual Chucky doll I got, which is still one of my favorites. The Bride of Chucky ragdoll version. I think Spencer still makes this same one, or at least it looks like that. I was at one of them and it looked like they still made it. It looked like the Tiffany ragdoll version is probably different than what I remember. She has like black eyeshadow, and I remember her having blue eyeshadow. But yeah, I really love this one. This has been sitting in my dad's basement, actually in that box. But I just like how he holds, I almost wish the good guy doll was more of just like a rag doll. I don't know why. I know they use different ones in the movies. One of them being a rag doll. This one says good guys on it with weaker print. You got the tatteredness. It would have been cooler if they would have used black instead of white underneath there. You know, I don't remember if they came out with these in 1998 or if they came out with them in 2001, but now I'm tempted to look for a tag. All I see is made in China. And I know the box doesn't mention it either. He's got the actual socks. These shoes are different. There's nothing on the bottom. They're smaller than the good guy doll one. It smells mildewy like a basement. So yeah, it's one of my other favorite ones. Now this one, very similar. He's got some damage. His face is super fucking dirty because he was at my uncle's haunted house and I really kidnapped him back. But you know, this is the plastic one. He stands up better. You can pose him. Ironically, even though this one stands up on his own, he originally came with a stand, a talking stand. These were marketed as a talking Chucky doll. There's the talking Tiffany one, but they don't talk. It's actually the stands. And I remember going to maybe the same mall that I went to get the good guy doll with my dad a few years after I got the 1996 version. And I had saved up. It was a big, $80 was a lot. But very similar to the rag doll. Except for he's got, you know, actual arms under there. The heads are very similar, but they're actually different. This one has a bigger head. This one has a smaller head. Oh no. We lost a shoe. Yeah, the scars are different too. You can tell the top of the head is different. Where the scars are, they're shaped differently. Same outfit pretty much. That's what his shoe looks like. I always thought it was weird too, his shoelaces, they're not the good guy ones. So yeah, totally different sizes. Same fabric on all of them. Different sizes, same fabric. I don't know why they didn't just do the good guy shoes. I guess because it's not a replica. It's not the trick-or-treat version one. Alright, that was gross. I'm only in this room once a year, usually around October, and there was a centipede crawling on this guy. See, his hair's ripped out because of my dog, Sable. Rest in peace. She got to him when she was a puppy. This Chucky, I got this in 2001 from Universal Studios, California, when I was there visiting my aunt with my mom and my sister. Classic Chucky. Small. It's got those cool shoes. This one I think is 1997. Yeah, made in 1997, got it in 2001. He's missing his hair, so I kind of want to get a new one at some point with hair intact. But had him a long time as well. These two, Chucky and Tiffany. I'm not even sure where I did get these, but I feel like I got them in New York City the same year, 2001. Or I remember at least going out, I remember annoying my mom and she just said, just get out of my face. So I went walking around Manhattan, going into all these little shops looking for Chucky dolls. I feel like I didn't find one. So maybe I actually did not get these there. I think these are $99. I don't know, it don't say, and I ripped the tags off years ago. But I got them somewhere in person. They're pretty cool. They're almost as if they're like bootleg or something. Like Chucky's head's really square. It's real Frankenstein square. Tiffany looks a lot better. She's got the little Chucky there on her breast. It's interesting how it goes for the plastic, so they could get the necklace and the Chucky tattoo, and then you got her fabric breasts, shiny shoes. It's interesting that he's got the patterns on there, different stripes. These are very similar to what I just picked up in Ohio while on tour. This guy. Pretty sure this is $19.99. I hate when they don't put the years on stuff, but it says Child's Play 2. I think this one looks pretty cool. His face is a little smashed in, maybe. But also through Craigslist Market, we were driving to Indianapolis from Pittsburgh, and I had talked to someone, and we stopped in Springfield, Ohio to get this guy. And it was trying to get in touch with this woman, waiting for Wi-Fi signals to go through and whatnot. And we saw some weird stuff in that place. We saw swastikas next to backwards swastikas, which actually means peace in a Native American tribe. This big fortress, it looked like some white supremacist shit. I forget what they misspelled the word, like trying to combine communist with Democrat. My drummer was getting freaked out and wanted to get the fuck out. People were driving like maniacs. Really dirty, dingy place, but you know, you go to those lengths for your children. Not so much a doll, but an action figure who is missing his hand, which I thought was okay because I always thought I'd put a knife in there. I had tried to hot glue gun it back, but the Seth MacFarlane, who's actually from here, Michigan, I believe, the creator of Spawn. I remember getting this from a comic book store, Blast from the Past, which used to be on Schoolcraft and Inkster, but now I think then they relocated to Middlebell they're somewhere in Westland, Michigan now. But anyways, I got this guy whenever the fuck it came out, McFarlane Toys. I lost the thing it came with, the little movie poster, Movie Maniacs. Cool figure, I'm gonna hold on to it. It's got realistic looking hair. Keeps the crazy Chucky look. So, any cowabunga, thanks for tuning out to my video. If you're a Chucky fan, you like hearing other Chucky fans talk about Chucky dolls, I'm one of those guys, one of those cats. And yeah, subscribe please. Check out some Death Cat music videos. I'll have some solo noise rap stuff out too. Weird entertaining shorts. The Horrible Experiments of Dr. Quack is on here. Also, I got some movies on Amazon if you like experimental sci-fi. Telepathic Telephones is now up or should be up shortly. Psychedelic Psychopaths, an art house slasher. A lot of people are hating on it. Some people love it. Everyone that loves it won't leave a fucking review though. But also, I'm aiming to film and shoot a 15-minute Chucky fan film. I usually don't do fan films. I usually don't do like unboxing things or talking about stuff. This is kind of really left field for me. But I do fucking love it. I always really dug the character Chucky. And so I'm going to be doing a film called Chucky, the Lakeshore Strangler, which is going to be Chucky before he goes into the doll. It's going to be Tiffany and Chucky as dolls in a trunk, reminiscing about the good old days and how essentially they met and how Chucky got into the voodoo thing, his fear of oblivion and them killing people romantically, arguing all the time. I'm really excited for it. Casting's going to be a bitch, but hopefully I'll get a cathartic feeling from playing Chucky because I've always wanted to, which is kind of why I wear suits when I do these videos too. And I'm not really diving into the character or anything right now. I'm totally myself right now. But well, I guess that's as clean as this motherfucker's gonna get. It ain't coming off. Yeah, I'm really glad I held on to this box. Jennifer Tilly is the funniest and sexiest woman in Hollywood, maybe. I still really want to get the Tiffany version of this. It's a lot harder to come by now. You can't just walk into Spencer's and grab it. I gotta clean this guy's face off before I put him in the box again. Thinking about, I wish I saw the stand, because this guy would fit better in the box with the stand, and then he can stand up on his own.